Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Welcome to another episode of Action Video Game Talk. I'm your host, Scott Action Jackson. Thanks for joining me today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching or listening to this episode. I do have a very long list of news articles to go through, so let's try and tackle them a little bit at a time. So let's go and hop right into it. With Uncharted 4 delayed, one question has echoed in the mind of PlayStation 4 owners. What else is in tap for this year? After hearing your cries for more information about this year's lineup, the publisher has decided to share some news. God of War III is being remastered with release planned for July 14th, 2015. Sony says the game will run at 1080p and target 60 frames per second. It will also include a photo mode. Wow, more remastering games. Great. Yeah, apparently Uncharted 4 has been delayed, which a lot of PS4 owners are kind of upset about and wondering what else is on tap for this year, considering that apparently Uncharted 4 was supposed to be out. And Sony has answered the question. It's like, oh, guess what? God of War 3 Remastered this year, July 14th, 2015. And they say it's going to run on 1080p and they're going to target 60 frames per second. The question is if it will actually get there. To me, they're pushing out a lot of interesting games to be remastered, but it's not exactly some games that I would want to play. I mean, I know I picked up the Borderlands Handsome Collection, which has Borderlands 2 that I liked playing. To me, there's one game that I would like to see remastered, but I don't think they're going to do it yet, or at least they haven't announced it yet, and that's the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim game. Sony Santa Monica's Aaron Kaufman has explained there is no plans to release any other God of War titles on PS4. Responding to a fan on the PS blog, Kaufman explained that it currently stands the only title we're thinking of bringing to the PS4 is God of War 3, as was announced. No plans for others in the franchise to bring over, he simply wrote, before adding that the remaster title will be available both retail and digitally. So currently, there's no plans for any other God of War games to be remastered. So far, it's just the God of War 3 game, which I think at some point they could try to bring some of the older ones over. Could being the key word. I don't want to see them try and transfer, every God of War game over. All the PS2 games, all the PSP games. I mean, if anything, they should just be working on the next God of War 4, whatever the next God of War sequel game is going to be for PS4. But the one thing I like about this, what he said here for this news article, the title will be available both retail and digitally, so people can get a physical copy of it and can get the download of it too. As of June 18th, 2015, you will no longer have access to MLB 14 The Show's online features, as Sony is disabling online support for last year's entry in its baseball franchise. On the PlayStation's online support page, Sony revealed the online features will be disabled on all platforms, including PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and Vita. For your online fix of The Show, you'll have to upgrade to MLB 15 The Show, which comes to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and Vita on March 31st. This year's entry introduces a new take on Diamond Dynasty mode, as well as several other new features. Developer SCE Studios San Diego is also making it easy to transfer last season's players to MLB 15 The Show. I think the big question here is why? Why is Sony doing this? I mean, there's sports games out there that have been, available and for years later can still play online with people and still have online functions. And yet, for MLB 14 The Show, which is only a year old, its online functions are going to be turned off. What is wrong with you, Sony? The fuck is wrong with you? This is just Sony pulling some bullshit. That's simple. But no, they expect everyone to transfer their stuff and upgrade to the new MLB 15 The Show. For me, most sports games, when they have another one the year after, guess what? Not everyone's going to be able to afford one every year, especially with the prices for the games. Codemasters has all but confirmed Overlord 3 is real and a reveal is imminent. The British studio tweeted out the image shown, along with the caption, "Oh run!" An additional Twitter account has also been set up for the villainous General, the series' aged Hellspawn and Minion Master. The first Overlord title came out back in 2007 on Xbox 360 and PC, with a PS3 edition following a year later. To me, the Overlord games have always been a fun little game to play. You select certain minions to go over here and more or less destroy, ravage, whatever, and then you can select some of these minions over here to go over there and just go bring back some gold and stuff. And then there's different colored minions, which, it's like red minions can actually go through the fire. Meanwhile, if you sent the other kind of minions, they'd end up dying. So it's kind of like Pikmin. Hearing that a third one is coming out, that a third one is finally coming out. Now, with the news of Overlord possibly coming out, I'm hoping that this will be for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The previous two entries in the Overlord series have been on 360 and PS3, and PC. So it would kind of make sense that they announced this for the new generation consoles, the PS4 and Xbox One. And yes, I'm still calling the PS4 and Xbox One new generation systems. Well, that does it for this episode of Action Video Game Talk. Once again, thanks for joining me today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching or listening to this episode. Later on, I will have the separate clips up if you want to check those out. Down below, I will have the Facebook link if you want to check that out as well. Also, I'll have the address for the email account at Yahoo. So if you want to send any additional, emails, questions, comments, go and send them there. So until next time, bye.